Sup, guys, this is Baseball for FPC, and today I'm bringing you another custom Nazi zombie gameplay video. I'm playing on the map UGX Cabin, which was created by the UGX team, which consisted of, at the time, treminaor, winged, and cold. Those were the three guys who worked on this map, and I believe they were the only three members of the UGX team at the time. So anyways, this was a great map, and if you're familiar with my channel, I actually have an older video of me beating UGX Cabin on Insane, and this is the patched version of the map. My previous video, it was on the unpatched version, and I was actually the only person on YouTube to have a video of somebody beating it on Insane. And so then yeah, so I was the first person there, and then a guy by the name of JB something or other, I forget his name. His channel will be in the description below, by the way. He was the first person to beat it on Insane, the patched version, and so congratulations to him. He actually took the top spot on the UGX leaderboards, at least until this video. Sorry about that for stealing your #1 spot. Anyways, congratulations, JB. I'm saying this off memory, so I really hope that I'm actually saying your name, the first two letters at least, correctly. Anyways, your channel is in the description below. Feel free to check him out. He's done quite a few videos on UGX Cabin, and like I said, he was the first person to beat the patched version of it. And so congratulations to him. That's an awesome accomplishment. And so yeah, this is, as I've probably said a couple times already, this is the patched version, and I'd gotten a comment to do a tutorial on the patched version because obviously my other video was on the unpatched version, and this adds a few changes. It fixes all of the bugs that I know of, at least. This map should be bug free by now, and it adds a couple additional things that make it a little bit tougher from the unpatched version, that is. So anyways, if you'll remember from my previous video, the hint string on the first gate, the one that I'm trying to get out of, it said 2500, but it was still actually 4K to get out. It's fixed on this video, so you will see press F to buy the gate for 4K. And so yeah, that was one of the things that was fixed. A couple other things. You're supposed to have reduced health on this map, on the Insane version, on the patched version, and so that's another one of the things that was added. There were a couple of random errors that got fixed, and so overall basically just improved it and made the Insane a little bit tougher. Also, depending on your timing, you might get swarmed by zombies when you walk out of the cutscenes, both cutscenes that is. I managed to time it just perfectly so that the zombies weren't flooding me. However, I believe the patched version makes it so that zombies do in fact flood you right as you exit both cutscenes, so you got to be careful about that. I'm not sure if I just timed it right or if maybe I was mistaken on that whole zombies flooding you kind of thing. But anyways, I'm supposed to be doing a tutorial on this map, so let's get started again. I'll go off the fact that you've never even seen my previous video, so I'll talk about the map from here on out. So anyways, UGX Cabin, this is one of the most atmospheric maps that was ever released for World at War. And so as you can see here, I'm running in the start area. I actually spawned with the M1 carbine, which was kind of a rare find. I actually didn't use it that often, but I still spawned with it. Also, I should mention, on Insane, you don't get any points for hit markers. You only get points for kills. So that's one of the things that makes it tougher when you're trying to get out of this spawn area. It's because you have to get 4K points working only off of kill shot points. And so that's like 60 points for a weapon kill, and then obviously 134 or 130 for a knife kill. So round 1, you can take care of all the zombies with knives. That's the ideal situation. Round 2, you can go for the 2 knives. It takes 2 knives to kill them on round 2, so you can take your chances and try to knife them 2 times, but they'll be coming a lot faster on round 2. There will be a few more of them, so you might only be able to knife a couple of them before you start getting swarmed. One of the things that you can do, and what you might have seen me do early on in this video, was if you've got a couple zombies lined up, strafe backwards, and you should be able to knife them with ease. Because of the way that World at War is set up, if you're moving backwards, then there's a better chance that you won't that you won't get lunged into the zombie, which is usually the downfall of many players. So if you're strafing backwards, you can knife them a couple times without actually having to get pulled in. And if you just saw there about 30 seconds ago, I got trapped behind the tree. I honestly have no idea how I survived that. With World at War physics, the zombies grab you and they don't generally let you go. And so I got cornered right behind that tree. I have no idea how I got out of that. That was ridiculous. And so this was actually my second attempt on this map after having not played it since I last beat it. And so I was really surprised that I actually beat it on my second attempt. And I was really surprised that I managed to get out of that close call right there. And so yeah, I was laughing to myself because I thought I was dead. Anyways, I made it out of the first gate. Well, let me go back to the first couple rounds. The first round, as I said, you should be knifing to get as many points as you can. The second round, you might be able to knife the first couple, but then you're basically tied to using the car if you can grab that off the ground, or whatever weapon you happen to get luckily spawned with. And so the ideal situation is that you'll have enough points to move out of the first area at the very beginning of round 5. That's what I've been able to do, and I think that's basically the best goal. If you're trying to go for the fastest round, then get out of there by round 5. I do believe that is the quickest you can get out of there. And so make it a point to get out of there by round 5. You can go outside into this area, this tunnel area. You can pick up the trench gun as well as the Thompson, which is what I got, and you'll be rocking out with those for the rest of the map. You can see that I'm pulling these triggers here. This is the general idea that was implemented in ZMRs. ZMRs obviously had this first, and then I believe treminaor actually borrowed the code from that and basically just repurposed it for use with these light or power triggers, I should say. So the idea is you need to hit all 3 triggers in order, and then that'll turn off the electric gate further down. If you mess up on one of them, then they all get reset. So you know that it's in the right order if it stays down. If it goes back up, then you know that you messed up and you need to go back and figure out which way to go again. And so that's the little tricky part. If you haven't played this map before, you might be wondering, hey, what exactly am I supposed to do? Well, there you go. Hit all 3 triggers in the right order and you'll turn off the electric gate, which will open up the larger area to the cabin, and you should be golden. So I'm heading there right now. It's best if you leave a couple zombies like I did, so you can hit up the triggers faster, and then you won't have to worry about all the zombies spawning around while you're trying to do that. As soon as you walk into the cabin, you'll trigger a group of zombies to come charging at you. That is one of the mistakes that a lot of people make if they haven't played this map before. They'll run in expecting a quick escape, and then they'll get jumped by a whole bunch of zombies running out. So you want to be careful about that. Basically, the easiest thing to do is run in there, trigger them, then run back out and take them out with ease from outside. So anyways, we can go in here, we can buy that blocker there for $13.37. We can pick up some ammo off the ground. That is the only way to get ammo, by the way. Those ammo crates on the ground. And so take care of those. We're about to head into the first cutscene, and what you want to do is you want to start the next round, whichever round you happen to be on, kill a couple zombies so that the round is sufficiently started, then quickly duck into this cutscene. And I'll be quiet during the cutscene. You might not be able to hear them very much, but I'll be quiet anyways.
Pull it together, man. This bloke might be able to help us out. Well, he damn well better, as if he hasn't caused enough trouble already. Look, he might have disabled the fence, but look on the bright side. We've got more manpower, we might make it through. Manpower. You like some good man-on-man, don't you? Shut it. Maybe we should get this new guy to help us out. Send the bastard down to the basement. I'm low on ammo. Also, I need some radio gear. We can transmit from here when we don't have working speakers. Those could be in the basement too. Alright then, it's settled. Get your ass down there and meet with our Russian friend. He'll have all the gear we need, so try to get some sense out of the drunk bastard. We'll cover your rear from up here as best we can. Go.
Okay, and that was the first cutscene. Now, as I tried to hurry up and talk through that, not talk through it, but as I tried to get in before that, what you want to do is you want to start a new round, whichever round you happen to be on. I'm on round 6 right here. I started round 6. What you want to do is start the new round and then let a couple zombies get in, kill a couple, and so that the round is sufficiently going, and then quickly duck in there. So the idea is to start the cutscene, have the cutscene take up the entire round so that you don't get swarmed with zombies as soon as the cutscene ends, and you get dumped back out, and then the zombies pile onto you. So that's basically the idea. It might take a couple of tries to get the timing correctly, but you should be able to do that just fine. Now what I'm doing right here, this is actually a glitch. Some of the zombies got stuck outside, and so I had to wait for them to die off. I'm not sure if that was part of the problem as to why it wasn't swarmed, or maybe it was just the fact that no zombies do swarm you if you happen to time it correctly. So, round 7 right now. I'm starting in the middle of the round. Not the middle of the round, but this is a new round, and I didn't have enough points to open up the next blocker to get to the basement. The basement blocker is 2k, so I had about 1k, and so yeah, we're gonna hang out here for a round. This is the best place that I've found for if you get caught in the middle of a round. You don't want to be inside the cabin. The best place, as I've found, is out here training around the center of cars right here, and so you can train them up really nicely and then just let into them with whatever weapon you happen to have at the time. And so obviously the goal is now to get 2k and then head down into the basement. You want to be extremely careful in these areas though, because the grass is high, because there's a couple of rolling hills and stuff. The zombies can be obscured from view as you're going down or cresting one of the hills, and so they can take you by surprise, grab onto you, and that'll be the end of your game really fast. So you want to be careful. You want to always be mindful of your surroundings, young Padawan. And so now that you've got 2k or whatever, you can head down into this basement. It's best if you save a couple. That'll make this next area a little bit easier. You want to walk up, touch the door. That'll trigger a key to spawn outside in these woods. And I actually got really lucky with the key spawn. It happened right outside here by the cars. It can go down as far as the spawn area. So you just want to be on the lookout for a glowing object on the ground. That'll be the key. That'll allow you to come down here into the basement. Finally open up this door here. It's best if you can keep a couple as soon as you go down here. You can kill them off as soon as you get down here, and then the idea is to do the same thing here that you did when you were triggering the first cutscene. That is to end the round, and then to start the new round, kill off as many as you can. Well, not as many as you can, but kill off a few, and then quickly duck into the room so the cutscene starts, and that way the cutscene will take up all the time that the round takes, and then you'll be able to get out of the room and basically get out to the open again before you get crowded with zombies. So I managed to time it basically perfectly, which is the ideal situation, obviously. Most of the time, if you're not perfect or just about perfect, you'll end up getting screwed over. So I'll let you listen to this cutscene again, and then I'll return once this is over.
Location and kill all within a 10-kilometer radius in your area. If you happen to still be alive, you will do well to contact us immediately and work in the radio, or we will proceed with the strike as planned. We have 2 minutes to respond before I confirm the attack. Over.
Okay, and so I'm back. You've got 2 minutes to respond to the Russians' attack, which is in the radio up during where the first cutscene is, and so you need to book it up there within 2 minutes, otherwise you lose and a bomber comes in and basically blows the place up. And so I managed to time it with one zombie left standing, which is absolutely perfect because it allows me to trigger, or not trigger, but it allows me to end the timer before I get owned. And so actually left 2 alive. We're going to head down here. I'm going to try to lead them away as far as possible so I can actually go in there, hit the radio, and then come back out without dying or having to kill them off. And so that Russian trader, I really love the idea of it. You can basically purchase ammo, you can purchase gun sights, new weapons and stuff. The only downside is you never really use it. There's not really a point because of the fact that you get guns on the ground. They don't cost anything, and so you don't really have to worry about the trader. It is a really cool feature, but then again, it's not very well used. That was the second freaky part of this video. I swear, I don't know how I survived that either. There were 2 really lucky points that I had in this game. That was the second one. I honestly don't know how I survived that. I got hit, well, maybe 3 or 4 times. My screen was completely red, and so yeah, that was just insane. I don't know how I made it past there. I accidentally got stuck on the door frame, and so they managed to hit me a couple more times than I thought would happen. And so yeah, I just got really lucky with that. Don't get caught on the door frame. If I can warn you about anything, don't get caught there. The trader does shoot the zombies, which is what you saw happen. He actually killed one of them, however one got left alive, which was fortunate for me, because now I can look for the 3 parts that you need to build a car to get out of there. Now the 3 parts have different spawn locations. The steering wheel can be up top in the room where the first cutscene is. The steering wheel can also be in the shed, which is where you'll see me pick it up eventually. There's a hubcap which can be on the car. Those couple of cars right out there, that's where I found it this time. I'm not sure where the second spawn point is for that. And then you also need fuel. The fuel can be down in the basement area. It can be sitting on top of a couple of barrels, and it can also be where I find it, which is in a side room. I actually went into the side room looking for it, didn't see it, ran back out, and it ended up being in there, so I just happened to miss the trigger there. So you want to be careful. It's best if you can leave a zombie alive while you're searching for the parts. It'll make things a lot easier. And so once you have all 3 parts, you'll just run into the Jeep in the shed, which is what I'll show you in a minute or two, and then you'll have beaten this map. So yeah, that's for solo. This whole walkthrough is basically solo. If you're having questions, if you're having problems, then I hope this video will help you out a bit. For co-op, I've never beaten it co-op, to be honest. It does get a little bit more, I won't say difficult, because it's really difficult solo as well. You just have to be a bit more creative. And so quickly, I'll run and touch on some things for co-op. It's best if you're playing with more than 1 player, which is co-op, is if you have 1 person for the start area. If you've got 1 guy training around, getting up all the zombies, and you have 1 person point horning in order to get out of that first gate area. That's the most important thing. If you've got 1 guy training the zombies in the first area, and then you can have 1 guy point horning just so you can get the 4K and get out of there as quickly as possible. And then from there on out, it's basically the same thing that you're going to be doing solo. So this video can basically be applied to solo or co-op. The only difference being, if you're playing co-op, you need to have 1 guy training in the start area so that he can wrap up all the zombies, and then have 1 guy designated as the point whore. He'll kill all the zombies, and then you'll be able to get out of there as fast as possible, because that start area is just murder if you're playing with more than 1 person. Heck, I mean, it's murder if you're playing solo. It just takes a little work to actually get it. And so, yeah, there's the Jeep that you'll actually be running into once you get all 3 parts. And so the fuel was in the shed. Or was the fuel in the shed? No, I think the steering wheel was in the shed. Whatever the case. 1 part will be in the shed. Yeah, the steering wheel is right there. And so I just need to get fuel. I've got a couple zombies saved up, and so I'll be looking around. I wasn't quite sure where the fuel was, so I went down into the basement, again, I believe, to see if I could find it. And so, yeah, here we go. If you go down into this hallway, the fuel will be on the barrels, and so that's one place to check if you're not sure. If you haven't found the fuel yet, you can always check on those barrels. I left 1 alive, gonna run back up here, finally go into that side room again and actually find the trigger for the fuel, and then this video will be a wrap. So, once again guys, I'll actually have a typed up description of all the steps that you need to take to beat this map in the description below. If you don't want to watch the video, if you just want a quick step-by-step guide on how you're supposed to beat this, those will be in the description below. A huge thanks to the UGX team for putting the time and effort into making this map. It is definitely one of the more difficult, if one of the most difficult maps to beat, and very great atmosphere. I really love this map, even as hard as it is. And so thanks to the UGX team. The download link will be in the description below. And yeah, I hope you found this video very useful. Congratulations to JB for having been the first person to beat it, to beat Cabin on Insane, the patched version. So congratulations to him. And yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. And until next time, later.